peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Vital to the future. It always is, baby. It always is. I mean, things are always kicking off. I mean, like, I don't know what's going to happen next, right? I don't know what's going to happen next. I really thought World War III was going to start over the last couple of days. Apparently not. We can all breathe a sigh of relief, or can we? Can we? Did China finish doing all those exercises around time? That sounds very dirty, doesn't it? I'm just going to do a bit of exercise around Taiwan. That does sound like you're paying for a hand job. I mean, it just does to me. I mean, that's the way it goes. Good evening, darling. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well in the world. I am in a interesting place right now, in an interesting phase of life. Tomorrow morning, I get another kid out the door, which I'm really happy about. We're down to one, right? We're down to one. We got my daughter is working on a cruise right now, and I am just imagine at some point it's going to be like a Lord of the Flies sort of situation, and she's gonna end up ruling the boat in some pirate-esque fashion. So she's working on a cruise right now. As if you have kosher food, you have to have somebody just there to watch it, right? That's her job, right? And she gets a free cruise, and they pay her. She's doing it for like 3 months. Doesn't like her direct boss so much, but likes the staff on the boat. But she's gone for at least 2 months, so big sigh of relief there. I'll be showing some pictures on the cruise soon. My older son is still in the States. He's still a diving instructor in probably near Trump, right? Probably near Key Largo, I think, isn't he? Probably could he be involved with the Trump stuff? We're going to talk a bit about the FBI raid of his house, and yes, this is the end of the world. I mean, really, it seems to be an unprecedented step to turn America into a third world junta. I got my older son, my youngest son. Okay, my oldest daughter. She's actually taking a year from school, which means she's living at home. Oh God! But she's very. I mean, I tell you, she's very good. She's got a job. I just wish she would date and get married. I've only got one kid, normal, who has who is not normal himself, who has a normative love life, which is my son, my youngest son, who's going in the army tomorrow. Now, this is a big life change, right? This is a big deal, right? So last night he had it's called Gil's party, which is where he has a bunch of friends around. They drink. It's like their last night of freedom. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, we're driving him to his it's called Gil's, his conscription. It's like they go. But it's really quite cool. So this kid, I couldn't be prouder and happy with him. It's impossible, right? So he's been dating this girl for the last few months, and boy, is it sweet. They are just, oh my God, they're so cute together, and I think they're totally in love, right? I do, and I just think it's so insanely nice and so insanely sweet. But yeah, they're totally in love. So yesterday. Here, let me pull this up. No, David always say she's gone on holiday to down south to a lot. Probably not the best idea. There's there was missile fire there the other day, but everyone, it's okay. Which is kind of like the big vacation. Eilat is like the Vegas or the Florida of or the Bognor Regis of Israel. It's where everybody goes. So she's off on a family vacation. Now, normally the first week in the army is kind of like a camp. It really is. It's kind of like camp, where with camp with like guns and tanks and planes and stuff like that. So they're normally the first week they're there. The first Shabbat, which is like a big cultural thing in Israel, they send them back home again, right? But he wants to see his girlfriend, so he's going instead. He's going to Eilat to see her. Anyway, they gave each other gifts. So this is what she turned up with the other day. She made this cake for him, and it's off the charts. Let me show you this thing. It is freaking incredible. So this is an army. She made this like with a I'm astounded. I had no idea she was this talented. So that says Gilles Carl. It means a good conscription, right? And then look at that. The buttons, the collar. She's got all this like chocolate and different chocolates on the outside. This thing looks freaking incredible. Yeah, no, I'm not getting a look in, I'm afraid. I don't even get a sniff of this. But she also made this box of like this, like here, where is it over here? It's like this goodbye box. So it's got all this different stuff in it. She had monogrammed, and she wrote a little book for him of like love notes. And it's just, I mean, the incredible thing is they're not stooping each other, right? And that's what makes it so insanely sweet, right? They are, oh yeah, they all that, whatever they are both. Well, I think they're both. He's reasonably religious, right? He believes in God. He's very, very passionate about that. And I don't, and so he really was okay with, not not going. And that was really like the first thing she said. So this is partly that she's in love with him, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, it's just so sweet to watch, right? And then he bought a bunch of presents for her, but he can't take to the army with him, so he has to wait till he comes back home to get to give them to her. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, so last night was his party. And a part of the party, you get your head shaved. So which you sent me the video of. Let me just pull. There he is. There you go. That is like from a religious right? That's the fulfillment of like thousands of years prophecy that this would someday happen. Keep going. Oh! I think he's gonna have a good time. I hope he has. His brother did very well. His brother was Imperial in the army, which is tanks and so they
הוא צודק. עשינו לו ארוך מדי.
You're going the wrong way with the clippers, idiot. Go backwards. Oh, what can you do? Move it forward. So everything's about protecting. Right? So hopefully he's look at him there, area, whatever that was. So yeah, he went out, got steaks, he got a bunch of food, but it was so good. Like this is the outside of my house. It was so good. I mean, like I really didn't hear the. We're worried the dog was going to get me crazy.
Why is it?
Keep going. There you go.
תן בו קצת.
Yeah. Let the army guy do this instead. Anyway, so the finish harder. There you go. So that's what's going on in my house right now. We're getting ready to take him to the army. Oh yeah, so that's a big. What's it? A big. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? A big milestone, right? Big milestone in his life and our life. And it wasn't my bloody daughter. We'll be empty nesters now, right? We will be empty nesters. Oh my God. It's what every parent dreams of, that the kid's sodding off and leaving you alone. Absolutely. Okay, let me get to the chat. We got a lot of stuff to get to. I'll pull up the here we go. Oh yes, a bit of what's her name again? I can't remember. Angie Griffin. A bit of Angie Griffin. Listen, it's always okay to have an excuse to put some pervy X-Men on. That's what I say. Angie Griffin, may I say you're Emma Frost. Superb. I could eat you, darling. And not in that way. Let me get in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Lee is here. Jess Bush as Emma Frost. Oh, Jess Bush. Oh, the Doctor from Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which I liked a lot. Good call. I think she needs a bit more boobage, though, right? She seemed a little bit... Look, on my thumbnail, she was a little bit more bouncy, right? Because I kind of augmented. That being said, I was actually quite impressed with her. I think she was a reasonably good actress, right? But she, I think she was a better actress than the woman playing Lucian in Sandman, right? Who kind of sticks out like a sore thumb as just not being as good as everybody else, which is a bit of a shame. Here's the thing: if you're gonna do like a race swap, a gender swap, or something like that, you need to be good, right? You need to be good, because if you're not, you're gonna get called out on it straight away. The media picks the worst of Jodie. Yes, they have turned on the Whittaker years. Thank God for that. I don't know how long it's going to last. We're going to look at the. Oh my God, yes. Calling Chris Claremont a racist. Really, Chris Claremont, right, wrote some of the most seminal, most important X-Men issues ever from the 80s, Days of Future Past, like a real, genuine, deep understanding, right, of what the X-Men are. And for some reason, he's in the middle of being cancelled, right? But I think being uncancelled is a thing as well. Here, let me pull up some of the food. Here, I'll show you what my daughter's been eating. She said, "I have to send you the food from the here, 1 second, from the cruise." So this is just what they give her. I'm like, man, did she luck out with this? There we go. That's some lamb. She had the lamb chops the other night. Here she is working hard, doing well, right? Doing well, working hard on the ocean ways, right? And she had that, and then I'm not sure what that is, but she keeps sending me pictures of her food, right? Because it does look rather good, right? And, although there's a bit of a culture shock going on with the company that does it. Oh, 1 second. Thing. The company running it is primarily American. It's never dealt with Israelis before, and they're a bit freaked out, right? They're a bit freaked out about Israelis. There's a big amount of cultural differences. Red number 1 is disgusting. I thought you just didn't like the burly men. You don't like the chicks either. Red number 1, mate. Red number 1. Listen. The reason why, look, I'm a rabbi, right? And I'm a Bible thumper. I genuinely believe in God. So why do I put lots of buxom, scantily clad women on my thumbnails? Well, 1, because it's a laugh. But 2, because I feel there's a genuine attack, like a genuine attack on normative heterosexuality in the world. And I worry that there's going to be some young, healthy boy. We'll look at like the fat pigs they got on the swimsuit edition of Sports Illustrated or whatever, like whatever's supposed to be, and they go, I don't find that attractive. I don't find that. Maybe I'm trans. Maybe I'm gay. No. This is what you should find attractive, right? If this is making your pants get too tight, it's working, right? It is indeed working. Westworld, how does it keep getting better? Man, okay, we got 1 episode away from the finish. This could have been the final episode, and I would have been happy with it, right? I've never got to the end of a show, and I'm so happy with it. Like I got to the penultimate episode of it. Oh, they could just stop there, and it'll be absolutely perfect. But like, what? You don't like the leaders either? I'm confused. For heaven's sake, go put something on. No, she looks fine. Listen. Look, there's a big. I remember seeing the Grid Girls on like some talk TV thing, and they lost their jobs because it was not politically correct. And like, I have a right to earn a living, and yes, I'm like dumpy fat broad with them going, whoa, it's not right. No, shut up, please. And it's amazing, right? The dumpy fat broad who doesn't want a woman to look hot, right, for a living, doesn't want that. Will be happy with your son being chemically castrated or your daughter having her tits cut off, right? Be totally happy with that. It's a bit weird. Yeah, why are you going to be sick of that, dude? No. This should make you feel good. There's $2. It's $2. Well, it's quite nice here actually. Cool down a bit. John the White is here. Made it for the start for once. Well, there you go. Congratulations. I need to reply to you. Asked me to do something, and I plan to do it today. I didn't get a chance as yet. I had to do some real work. What can I tell you? I had to do some real work. Lonnie is here from On Comics. How are you doing? Santa Hell. Do I have some Torrance on there? No, but Santa Ha. Right? I'll do a bit of Santa Ha for you. Says DC. Was it? Tell you what I wish I could live at the North Pole. Well, you've got to stay warm somehow, sort of engines. That's what I say. Who else we got? I'm whizzing through that. Darren M is here, and then it just dumped. Why did it jump at Darren M? Well, listen, I would jump at Darren M as well. You know, I'm happy to see a bit Darren M. Icky Thump, the Rabbi's here. Icky Thump. I always like to be online. Just another red shirt is here. Great. What's the word? Not avatar, whatever you name it, handle. Great handle. I do like that a lot. If I had a penny for each time the Rabbi said, end of days, I'll be able to buy my own island. Would it be pedophile island? I mean, listen, the whole thing with Trump, with the FBI raiding Trump, man, you got to ask yourself, what is the end game with that, right? What is the end game with that? Let's look at this for a second. I don't want to get too behind on the chat. Okay. So this was from Carrie Lake, who I like Carrie Lake a lot, right? Carrie Lake is awesome. She just won. She's a very like anti-establishment Trumpy pick for to win. What was it? Something in Arizona. I can't remember. Oh, for governor, right? And she's almost certainly going to win the election. So you got to wonder, what is the end game with it? If you don't know. The FBI raided Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago last night, which is very, very weird. What's weird about it, right? What is weird about it? I'll tell you what's weird about it. Like, it's a step that you don't normally go into a political intimidation of one's rivals. Now, this was obviously going to happen, right? How did we not know this was? I mean, I'm surprised it's taken so long, but just to put it in context, there's a guy called Larry Nassar. Who was who sexually abused the Olympic all the women on the Olympic, or many of the women on the Olympic team, because he was a doctor there, and he used Olympic team and used his position, his official government position, to be able to sexually assault hundreds of girls. I mean, dozens or hundreds, right? This is not a question of, was he ever investigated? Nah, they said, oh, we'll just let it go. We'll just let it go. No. Hillary Clinton, you may remember, had a non-secure email server in a home. Now I can't talk about this too much because apparently YouTube are on high alert to ban anyone who talks about it right now. So I'm just talking about going on other people's statements. But look, Hillary Clinton never been raided, right? So why was Trump raided? Apparently, because they when you leave office, you take official records with them, and they said you're not keeping those records safely. So that's a little bit. By the way, the judge who signed off on this was one of the Epstein attorneys. The Epstein attorneys. So clearly, no one had any leverage on him, right? He clearly, along with Bill Clinton, didn't go to pedophile island over and over again. No, that would be crazy. That level of corruption, that did not happen whatsoever. So this is the first, because this is essentially using the power of government to silence your political rivals. Also, you may not know, if you live in America, if God doesn't show up, you are screwed, mate. Right? You are absolutely screwed. Why? Because they put this anti-recession bill through yesterday, which is actually going to make anti-inflation bill, which is going to make inflation worse. But part of that, okay, this will blow your mind. This is so crazy. The IRS, the internal the tax man, right? Their budget for the year is $12 billion, right? They're getting a little bit of boost of that budget. They're getting, remember, their annual budget is $12 billion, right? So they're getting a boost of $80 billion, right? That's 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72. That's about over 6 times their annual budget there. Why are they getting this? So they can increase audits and investigations into citizens. I wonder if they're going to be targeting right-wing ones or people who voted Trump. Yes. That's the sort of corruption that's absolutely going on. That's what it's there for. So Trump had these documents, and the FBI came and inspected them about a month or so ago, and they put a padlock on the safe they were in to make sure they were secure, right? And then you may have heard, they broke into his safe. What happened was, apparently, according to Rudy Giuliani. I heard this like 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes before I started, was that the FBI didn't have the key to the safe, the padlock they put on, and so they tried to break it off. And the whole point is because they're saying these documents were not secure. What this really is, it's, in my opinion, well, it's not my opinion, it's very clearly and very obviously designed to give him some kind of criminal charge. And the fact you can't get him on anything is kind of amazing. Get him on some kind of criminal charge that will possibly stop him running in 2024. So what's the end game, right? What's the end game with this? Is there some kind of Machiavellian plan, or is it like a bumbling herd? I don't know, right? I don't know, because they got to know this is going to backfire and hurt them, right? So let's say they take Trump out. So then they get a lot of resentment against the Democrats, and it's going to make it even easier for DeSantis to walk in, right? It's like this is complete self-destruction, which it could be because they're insane and stupid. These are the same people that did the withdrawal from Afghanistan. So that really could be it, right? It really could be, or they could be some kind of genuine coup that's going on, and there's no intention that will ever have any consequences because there's never going to be an election again, right? It seems to be that, I mean, everything they said has indicated they're going to head to that direction. What they planning getting there by this year, I don't know, but it's their only hope, right? Because if they don't do that, then there's going to be epic losses in the midterms. So basically after that, everyone's being impeached, right? Everybody is being impeached because it'll be tons of very Trumpy candidates. Everybody he endorsed just clean sweep, when the Republicans are freaking out about that as well. The Republicans are like, oh no, because it's they're not really after Trump, right? They're after you. Trump stands in their way. That's essentially it, which is crazy, but that's just the way it is, mate. So anyway, I haven't read this yet. Let's see what Carrie Lake has to say about this. Statement on the rating of President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. This is one of the darkest days in American history. Yeah, no, this is historic. This is a move towards this is you're in third world dictator territory now, right? You absolutely are. There is no crime to get him on. You want to say he inspired a insurrection on January 6th? Well, doesn't really work, does it? Because he said peacefully protest, and if that was his plan to overthrow the government, it was kind of a shitty one. And given that all his plans thus far, while being bumbling and weird, seem to have worked out very good, I do not think there's any evidence to support that whatsoever. Doesn't matter whatsoever. That's why you had the show trial of the which nobody bothered watching, of the January 6th hearings. By the way, we got 1 week away from who was it? Dick Cheney's daughter being losing a job, because she's going to lose a primary huge after this. Right. So this is one of the darkest days in American history. The day our government, originally created by the people, turned against us. This illegitimate, corrupt regime hates America and has weaponized the entirety of the federal government to take down President Donald Trump. So the question people are asking right now is this going to result in the disbanding of the FBI? Probably. Unless there's no accountability, unless there's literally going to be some kind of coup. The only result of this is going to be the disbanding of the FBI, right? The government is rotten to the core. These tyrants will stop at nothing to silence the patriots who are working to save America. This is an incredibly horrendous abuse of power. If we accepted, America is dead. We will not accept it. So that's the other thing. This is pushing towards conflict. This is definitely a push towards armed conflict. If they ever arrest Trump, that will make it armed conflict. That will absolutely. I think the military would step in at that point, right? And they're jittery right now, and they look like because not the people in charge, they're all scum. But when you get down to like the colonel level or below, right, then it's like much more normal people. The 10th Amendment can and will save the republic, and the road to stripping the feds of power right through Arizona. We must fire the federal government. As governor, I will fight these tyrants with every fiber of my being. I believe that. She's awesome. America, dark days lay ahead of us. May God protect and save our country. There does, look, if there's not a war coming, I'll be, it seems unlikely there's not a war coming, right? Who knows or dares to dream. Fine, let's see what else is coming up. We also have more reviews of Sandman. I finished watching it last night, and man, it was much better than I thought it was, but such a shame it was made in 2022, right? It's because, race and gender swapping, especially something very diverse like Sandman was always diverse, right? But whenever they had a character called Unity Kincaid, who was born in like the turn of about 1912 or so, I think. Falls ill, and she's from an English well-to-do family, and falls ill, and then towards the end of the series, a story arc called The Doll's House, happens when she's old, right? Now they race swapped her to be black. And it doesn't make any sense at all because we're in the middle of England, right? It worked in something like Carnival Row, which is an alternate world. So I'm like, okay, no problem. But it doesn't work here. It's just weird. It really is just weird. And every time I see her on screen, I'm going, well, that's weird. Oh, 2022. It stands out. It really stands out. So what I think, the paradox we got is this. Neil Gaiman says, we are so insanely racist in the Western world. We are so insanely sexist. We are so insanely racist that we need to change that unconscious bias. And the way we change unconscious bias is taking characters that we would identify normally as being having one identity as having another identity. People go, oh, so that person could be this. That could be. That's why we had a female Doctor Who. Not because it was a good storytelling idea. It's because to try and change unconscious bias, which is something that doesn't really exist or have any effect anyway. So he say, because people are unconsciously biased, so biased against black people, right? They can't not see their blackness. They can't see them as human beings. It's impossible. Right, so to make it so they can see them as human beings in the future, we will take somebody who is very, very not black and make them black, highlighting that they're now black. So you and then pretend that nobody sees it, and then that's going to fix things somehow, right? Somehow, who knows or dares to dream how? But that's basically the idea. Other than that, I quite enjoyed this show. Right, it was very, very nice. So yeah, I got. This review is recorded. I might put it up tomorrow, and I got to record this review. I finished. And by the way, I use the original Dave McKean covers in the background. We got to post our review of the Orville. Yes, thank God it's over. Well, we jumped the shark this season, but at least we're ending on a sweet, heartfelt episode. Yeah, it really tore me up that it was a good episode. It was really, after all that shit you put us through, now we have a good episode, really. And I'm behind. I haven't even started watching Revelation of the Daleks yet, but that will happen at some point. And I posted this on Substack by mistake yesterday. I'm not sure if this is going out tomorrow or it might go out on Friday. No, it won't go out on Friday. This is I think this is tomorrow. Either tomorrow or Saturday. I think it's really going to go out tomorrow. Why We Love Wilf. Now, there's a lot of cuts in this because I keep crying. Well, what can you do? What can you do? I'm just a big softie. I am. Yeah, we'll leave Wilf up while we finish the chat. Arnold, Troughton, Pertwee, Tom Baker, Davison, Colin Baker, McCoy, McGann, Hurt, Eccleston, Tennant, Smith, Capaldi, Farnaby, Freeman, Wozniak, Foreman. I don't know who Farnaby is. I don't know who Farnaby, Freeman, Wozniak, and Foreman are, but okay. Paul Townsend here said, evening, it's evening to you, sir. Evening, Governor. Crime. It's an awful game, isn't it? The heat is back. Well, you know, I don't like to brag. But that's me for you. I do not agree with conscriptions at all, but never let a girl get in the way of what you have to do. Stay focused and stuff. I don't know. Well, that's part of the thing. Also, she wants to make sure his eyes don't wander. But that's really not going to happen, right? They are so crazily in love with each other. And dude, would I love to live in a world without conscription in Israel? Sadly, we're surrounded by people who very openly want to kill us. Here's the thing. If the Arabs lay down their weapons tomorrow, we will have peace. We would have peace in the Middle East. If the Jews lay down their weapons, we'll be slaughtered. Right? That's just the reality. Right? Which is a shame. And you know the stupidity of it? Jews and Muslims pray to exactly the same God. Right? Exactly the same conception of God. There's a Jewish legal problem for a Jew to pray in a church because the image of Christ, right, is from a Kabbalist perspective, that's an image of God, but that's limiting God into mortal powers. Now I understand, and I don't think it's such a problem because I think it's the image of Christ is part of a Trinity, right? Some theological learning, part of a Trinity, and it's very clear from Christian theology that while Christ was according to that belief, was a mortal being, he was also an avatar for something great, far greater, right? So I don't think it's so. I actually got a few raised eyebrows when I went into different churches when I was in Rome, and that basically the reasoning behind it. So how do I get over there? Avatar. But there's no Jewish legal problem for a Jew praying in a mosque, other than you would get slaughtered, probably. If you walk into one in Gaza. I want that cake. Well, me too. My hands are off as well. X-Man 577 is here. How are you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. Call me a Tivolian if you want. What war brings destruction? Well, of course it brings destruction, right? But here's the thing, and this is, I think, a fundamental problem with, I don't want to call it left wing because it didn't used to be left wing, with this modern ideology that says that violence under any form is wrong. No, sometimes you need to defend yourself, right? We in Judaism do not believe in going quietly into the night. It's actually part of it. If you know someone's come to kill you, if you know they're getting up at 9 in the morning to kill you, you get up at 8 and you shoot them in bed. That's literally Jewish law, right? You've got to look after yourself. So I would love there to be no need for army. Wooden box labeled wood box message. I don't think so. It just looked cool, right? It just looked cool. Somebody as someone who loves my long began-esque hair, this makes me feel off. Oh, he had big floppy hair, right? But they're excited for it, right? They're excited for it. Every somebody I've ever talked to has the same short brown hair. I don't know why. I guess it's popular. 1 second. My daughter just sent me tonight's menu. Let's have a look. To see what she's got to say. Okay, 1 second. This deserves a stopover. It didn't come through over here yet. It's from my daughter. I was looking at the wrong WhatsApp. Where is it? Here we go. I'm just opening up. Okay, 1 second. This is important. We need to stop for a second and see what's on my daughter's menu tonight, because our lives will not be complete without. Actually, really, I want to know. So let's see what they got. Traditional smoked salmon. Sounds a bit Jewy. We have all your favorite Jewish flavors, from salty to fishy. Red onions, capers, fresh dill, parsley, bright lemon dressing. Oh. Then Israeli-style salad. It's like chopped up tomatoes, onions. If they get it wrong, every Israeli is gonna freak out. Tuna niçoise, seared tuna, fingering potatoes, green beans, grape tomatoes, red onion, lemon vignette. Classic mezzi. Hummus, baba ganoush, snaf, grape leaves. Okay, they're catering to the Israelis today. Wild mushroom soup. I don't see what's so wild about it. Main courses: Moroccan-style baked salmon. Not for me. Lemon and harissa roasted chicken, maybe. Slow braised beef biscuit. You're saying good. Slow roasted lamb shoulder. Stuffed peppers. I'm going for the beef brisket. Then we have lemon meringue shortcake. I'll have a bit of that. Chocolate care. Nah, maybe not. Cocoa rose malabi. No, not for me. And halva mousse. So I'll take a bit of the halva mousse and the lemon meringue shortcake. They're both those sound like very good options to me. Fine. Excuse me. While we had to take that quick break because inquiring minds wanted to know. No, I'm on the wrong thing. Share screen. Where to go? Back to Wilf. Back to a bit of Wilf. Back to the chat. Paul Tozen says, "Hi, Rabbi." Hi, Paul Tozen. How are you? Darren M. I said hello to you. Mark the Vigorous here. Knockers. Ecky Thump. Well, you like a bit of Knockers. I am a fan of the Knockers. That is me. There was a haunted gym, says Ola Gan. The got the spirit out by exercising. Okay. Actually, I've heard a real exorcism one time, like a genuine one. That's really scary. Okay, because that happens sometimes in Jerusalem. We have weird things go down. Like you could, if somebody has a ghost in them, like they're called dibbets actually. What it is that if you're very bad, right? If you're very bad, you don't merit to go to hell, right? You get to end up having to run around on earth, and the only and you're being chased by demons created by your sins, right? And the only respite you have is when is if you jump into somebody, right? And you possess them. So the only way you get them to speak is you've got to scream at them, and it's and the way they go out, they come out through through the little toe. They make a little hole, and it comes out. So in this clip, you hear this in the background, all these rabbis doing all these saying these Jewish psalms and go, us Jews, we're great into mumbling, right? And no, very few people have as good a mumble as the Jews. But it sounds very mumbly, man. And you got the main exorcist like going, "What's your name?" So apparently it was the guy's guy. It was a woman who was inhabiting his wife. And basically they have to scream at him till he leaves, and then you hear a pop, and it apparently goes out the little toe. Really, genuinely freaky, because it doesn't feel like it was put on at all, right? It doesn't matter. Adam Warlock is there. Emma Frost can read my mind. She's certainly reading mine, baby. Tzvi Lebetkin, am I allowed to be prudish? But you're the only person on YouTube who streams regularly about Doctor Who and some other stuff. I'm like, listen. It's okay to be prudish, baby. It's okay to be prudish. It just jumped again. 6 lamb cutlets down. Where the kosher Miss Planet? I forgot to check. That's how it works, baby. That's how it works. There we go. Love the scantily clad ladies. Thank you, Rabbi. Maybe a happy man. Well, does make me smile as well. Digby, so listen, I grew up, Digby Strawberry Chair. I grew up with page 3, and it wasn't a bad thing, right? Page 3 in England was kind of fun, right? You know, Samantha Fox always seemed kind of fun, right? And they were big into the smile. You either had the smile or the pout. I preferred the smile to the pout. Although I didn't mind a pout every now and again. Em is here. How you doing? Jay McCurran, thank you for joining us. Whittaker's face on the photo looks exactly how I feel about Doctor Who. Yes, right. I agree with you. Yes. I think we'll get that story first because it's pretty darn funny. Hell, bigger stickers, says Joseph Slits. Well, I don't want to brag, but okay. Ethan Buckheimer said, USA is screwed if the Messiah doesn't show up. Yes, we knew it. I mean, it really is screwed. I mean, it's just like, but here's the weird thing, right? I was listening to Crowder earlier, and somebody was saying, yeah, listen, look, I mean, no one's going to believe this. Like, nobody believed Epstein killed himself. Actually, they do. The one, again, has nothing to do with intelligence, has nothing to do with education. The one Biden fan, like a vocal Biden fan who lives by me, when I said, oh, yeah, Epstein killed himself, she's like, what? no, that didn't happen. I'm like, what? I was like, I never met anybody who believed that he actually killed himself until they will believe anything. In fact, okay, here's the truth. And here's what I think is going to happen. Everything they said that was going to happen to the other side of the aisle is happening to them, right? Like everything they said Trump would be, that they've done, right? They've turned America into a third world junta. Exactly at the same time they're destroying the world. What is the end game, though? You gotta wonder, right? What is the end game? IRS will secretly target middle class right wing so-called. Yes, 100%. They're going to order everybody. That's totally the plan, right? 4 new box sets of Doctor Who figures are being released, although it's nothing to get excited about. Yeah, I saw. We're going to look at that in a minute as well. It's all stuff that's already been released, but it seems to be nice new paint jobs on all of them. But yeah, nothing that although they have the glass Dalek, right? Which I always kind of like. Why didn't we get Smith and Capaldi in black tie in black tuxes? Yeah, we got Jodie in one of them. We got Jodie in a black tux. I don't remember that. Fine. Chris Berger's here. I'll fill up the car. What is your end game ask to turn America into a one-party nation? Various members have publicly said as such. Well, it essentially was until Trump came along, right? I mean, I think that was the reaction again. But like, what's the timeline? Because it seems to be quite quick. It seems to be they need to stop there being an election in November, right? Maybe they're gonna just try and flood it with illegal votes. I don't know. I don't think they expected. I don't think they expected things to fall apart quite, or maybe they did. Like a lot of people are saying, this is a planned demolition of America. Could be. Look, the crime's insane. Look, the crime is insane. Yeah, we go. Keep going through the chat. Oh man, I thought I was nearly caught up. No, I'm 15 minutes behind still. And we'll just have to wait and see what can be done. It's annoying. Yeah, honestly, my wife isn't bothered by the nature of falseness in the world, right? Isn't bothered at all. And like for me, I thought, you know that great Smith that Agent Smith gives in the first Matrix and says he's interrogating Lawrence Fishburne and says, you know, I hate it here. It's disgusting. It gets on you. It's just, and I agree with that's exactly how I feel with the world as it is now. I absolutely it just disgusts me. What's your opinion on the Jenna Coleman version of Constantine? Good. And I'll tell you exactly why it's good. Because unlike Lucian, which is getting a hand-me-down, okay, let's talk about Jenna Coleman's Constantine, Lucian, and Death, right? Unlike Lucian, who's basically just a hand-me-down playing a character that was written as a closeted gay man, right? That was basically your M.R. James type of gay academic, like an older non-married man, right? That's basically, and just playing it exactly the same. There's no difference. With Jenna Coleman playing Constantine, she's built a new character, and while it's got all the things about Constantine that I really love, right? You know, the humor, the London. I always in my head when I read Constantine when he first came out, and that's actually when I first started reading Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing 37? The first appearance of John. The story arc that led to the first appearance of John Constantine. Right, he was always portrayed as a Londoner. Right, back when he was drawn by John Totleben and looked like Sting, he was always portrayed as a Londoner. So that's how I always envisioned him. I never really liked him being from Liverpool, but fine, whatever. I could live with that. But Jenna Coleman was able to create, I think, because they changed the costume somewhat as well. But she seemed to be able to create a character that I believed in. Right, I believed her as Constantine. What I didn't like though is when they went back in time into like the 18th century and showed an ancestor of Constantine. It was Lady Joanna Constantine. Well, that was just stupid. Right? I mean, the cool thing about Lady Joanna Constantine was it showed how they've been Constantine throughout time, but they're different people. Here it was much more confusing. You should have had a bloke. That should have been a male Constantine. That would have been clever, right? Oh, you should have got what's his name to play it, who played it in the Arrowverse, right? That would have been clever. That would have been actually a clever thing to do. But they lost that. Why? Because it's the identity politics nonsense. Sadly. So I like the Jenna Coleman Constantine. I would watch a Constantine show with her. I would like to know more about this character. I liked a lot about her. So Vivian, whatever name, Christian Pong, whatever her name is, as Lucian. Again, just I didn't believe her. Whereas Death, okay, so Death, very glaringly black when she's very glaringly white in the comic. And in the comic, it makes sense because Dream is a part of a family of people who are all very pale, right? So now you got a family, all people all very pale, and Death, who's black, right? And again, it's saying, you can't help look at this person's skin color. No, I'm not like that. I look at people. You can't help look at a person's skin color. I don't care what you say. You can't help look at her skin color. So we're going to pretend that you can't look at her skin color. So you can pretend you. It doesn't make any sense. That being said, however, she did the role. She was able to perform the role in a way that I believed, right? And I think she had the empathy, the kindness, all that worked. It's a shame she was hired because of her skin color. And don't bullshit yourself, Neil Gaiman. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit anyone. That's why you wanted to appear to be an ally. You wanted to appear to be right on, and so you use this talented actress's skin color, right? Yeah. The annoying thing about Unity Kincaid, the other race swap character, is the Rose Walker, right? I think is the descendant. In the comic, she's white. In the TV show, she's black. That's fine, because there was nothing white about her bloody character. She was from the current day, and you know, a younger person from the current day could be any color. It doesn't matter, right? And the really annoying thing is, if you want to show somebody who was affected by sleeping sickness who's black, then why not have it somebody from Africa who you actually had in the comic, you bloody morons? But it's all because Neil Gaiman is he's a lefty lovey, and he's got to be an ally, and he's got to show off he was an ally, right? Nero's probably one of the worst emperors ever. Well, he did burn down. What's the name? Rome. By the way, who could the Democrat? I mean, if there is going to be, if they're planning on having elections in 24, who do you think their best bet is? I mean, I kind of leaning towards AOC, right? And that's crazy. Who will be awful, but at least she'll be leave a trail of destruction across the federal government, which I quite like. Third says the 1950s, the future's gonna have flying cars. 2022, welcome to hell. Yeah, listen. I don't know how much longer this is gonna go on for, right? Honestly, according to the model that I'm basing my hopes on, then by this time next year, it's all over, right? It's all over. Then and we've beaten ourselves in the plowshares. If that doesn't happen, then it's not there, and who knows when. I don't know how this this world of falsehood will like how long it can continue for. Well, the idea is 70 years as your 70 or 80 years as your maximum. Whatever the lifespan of the Soviet Empire was, that's basically there was a thing in Kabbalah says it can falsehood can only stand for 70 to 80 years, right? I can't remember. It actually gives a amount, but I really can't remember what it was. Chasing Coal Hill history teacher is a no-no. Well, okay. I'll try not to do that. Mr. PC Gamer forever is here. Lay off the sherbets, mate. I feel kind of calm today, quite frankly. Only 5 minutes rose I have is her possessed by Cassandra, like the push-up bra. It worked a lot for Billy Piper, may I say. It's fun. It's one of the first things I noticed. Well, actually, David Tennant talked about that in Doctor Who Confidential. Fine, I'm whizzing through the chat. The new figures are without sonic screwdrivers, says PD Rich. What? That's crazy. Why? Here, let's look at them, shall we? Are they really without sonic screwdrivers? I hear. What? Why? Hang on, share screen. Again, why? So here's the McGann set. So it's really, I mean, I like the Dark Eyes McGann, but I like that wetter sonic screwdriver. Why would they release it without sonic screwdrivers? I don't understand. I mean, I really don't understand. I like that War Doctor one, but not the War Doctor, the War Doctor McGann. But here, I made my own custom with that, which I think is quite a bit better. Let me show you. So when they brought out the here we go. When they brought out the War Doctor figure, right? You've also got McGann, had a removable McGann head with short hair. So what I did was I took a Logopolis Tom Baker, and a coat from a Colin Baker, which is just the outside bit, and made a little cravat and repainted it. So the reason I went for the Logopolis one, because you get these nice boots here, which really did the trick. So that's my custom of it, which, you know, I kind of prefer myself. It doesn't even come with the cup or anything. Like, that's so stupid of them. Like, why? What? Like, why would you not? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. The David Tennant set without sonic screwdrivers, that's just dumb. Right? It's just dumb. Explain it to me, somebody. Daleks, that's Death of the Daleks, and Planet of the Daleks. So this is the Dalek Supreme, I reckon. And well, why didn't they? They should have done a Revelation of the Dalek set, right? Put a mutant in there. Who else would you put in the Revelation of the Dalek set? If you're going to put a new figure in, who's in Revelation? Alexei Sayle! Give me Alexei Sayle with that big sound gun. That's what I bloody want. Do you have any pictures of the packaging? Let's have a look. Hang on. BM store. Here, we'll do a search for character options. Okay. Let me say, you're right. They don't have sonic screwdrivers. That's just stupid. What? Do any other packaging? Oh, look, the invisible aliens. That looks good. Let's have a look over here. No sonic, like, why? So this is what? Death of the Daleks, but it doesn't have the Dalek shooty gun. But okay. And this is what's it going again? Planet of the Daleks set 2. So yeah, that must be the invisible Dalek. This is Death of the Daleks. And this is David Tennant without any sonic screwdrivers for some unknown reason. Like, why? And that makes no sense. That makes less than no sense. That's Matt Ryan says, Lonnie, thank you very much. Let's get back to that. Fine, let me finish with the chat, okay? Then we can get on to like some new stuff. We wanted to change culture because culture does not create good effects. Listen, I would just love there to be a messianic person to come along and say, listen, mate, come on. Everybody's miserable. Yes, AOC is insane, right? That's what I think would be funny. I'm sorry. I'm somewhat destructive, but I think it'd be funny. And I think she's got a better chance than anybody else, quite frankly. None of the 10 doctors have sonic screwdrivers either. I love the silver Daleks from Death of the Daleks. Yeah, don't mind them. Peter Rich says one of the unit sets were released with the M41 rifles instead of the SLR rifles. M41 rifles didn't exist in 1970s. Well, you can put that down to, you know, the effects of the Time War, right? You know, you got the whole unit dating thing to deal with. So there is that. Rabbi reminds me of Alexei Sayle or Brian Blair said, oh man. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't mind a Lord Kiv and Brian Blessed and a Bull Perry. That'll be a cool set. But yeah, can you imagine a Revelation of Dalek set with the transparent the transparent Dalek Alexei Sale, and I guess did they ever release one with Colin Baker with the cloak, right? The blue cloak they brought back out for the Blu-ray. I don't know. Fine with that. Let's actually get to a story. Let's get to the first story, which will have to be. I guess we'll do a bit of Doctor Who. Right? We'll start with a bit of Doctor Who. That's a good idea. So we go over here. There we go. Amazingly, reality has caught up with the show media for some reason. This is from the same parent company as a Screen Rant, right? So what are they thinking? What? 5 worst episodes of the modern series. You don't need modern series. 5 worst episodes. There. That's it. I saved you some money, right? Oh, the movie directors of Robomen. Oh, that'll be. They wouldn't be able to make them quick enough. A Cushing set with Daleks, they wouldn't be able to make them quick enough. Especially they did a Bernard Cribbins, right? Oh man, they would not be able to make them quick enough. Oh, they did the blue. No, not the blue costume, the blue cloak. Yeah, I got the blue costume. There we go. I like that one. Which I know. I wish I could find the. I wish I could find it. There was a. What was it? Kate Allman, I think, did a book, or somebody referenced a Sixth Doctor in a different cloak, a different coat, which I photoshopped, and I put on. It wasn't even Gallifrey base. It was before Gallifrey base. It was Outpost Gallifrey, right? Back in the dim mist of time, right? And that's when it started to be. That is that moment, and when that picture started doing rounds, that the blue coated one started to make a. Started to get traction, right? So I don't know. Did I cause that? Maybe. Who knows? Not every episode of Doctor Who of the modern series has been a slam dunk. Yeah, you think? These episodes didn't go over too well with the fans or anybody with any critical ability whatsoever, right? Anybody who didn't have a head injury or wasn't insanely partisan. Doctor Who is really one of the most popular and successful science fiction series of all time. Well, it's the longest running one. It's been airing since '63. Took a little break, from '89 to 2005. Who's counting? And even though the show took a break for a few years, the fan had never stopped being active. And thanks to the audio plays, as well as the books of Doctor for the Doctor Who universe, that was a great time in the '90s. I hate to tell you, it really was. The show caught a new lease of life in 2005, thanks to the modern era. And it hasn't stopped. So it's counting everything from 2005 onwards. And I don't think anybody with Jodie gets a look in. Currently, the 14th Doctor is due to... No, not the 14th Doctor. We don't know what Doctor it is. Not the 14th Doctor. Whoever the next Doctor is due to make an appearance in future seasons. But before he does, it's the goodest time in India to catch up with older episodes. However, not all episodes of the modern era of Doctor Who got a positive reviews from the audience. Again, it got positive reviews at the time, and if you said anything other, you were thrown off Facebook, as I recall. Right? Yes, because you're a wicked thickness, wafist. Oh no, don't be a wicked wafist. And so the viewers should be careful which one they watch or what. They'll watch shit. Okay, it's not like getting a fist up your ass, mate. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like watching Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. I'm not sure. I don't think. Listen, I don't think a fist up the arse is any worse. It sounds. Listen, I want to be clear. If you're the sort of person who likes to fist up your ass, that's fine, baby. I'm not making any judgment. Everyone's got their thing. Everyone's got their thing. Not me. I'm not up for fist up my ass, right? That's just not me for you. Just like everyone says, even Doctor Who has its worst episodes. At least according to the fans. Oh, wait a minute. How does something not have any bad episodes? Right? Like, how does not have any worst episodes? Not everything is the bestest ever. The Timeless Children. How is this number 5 and not number 1? Right? For me, this was good news because The Timeless Children was the one that broke the dam, that brought the the average fan into the hating Jodie Whittaker camp, right? Up until then, they were like, "Oh, it's a bit shit," right? They didn't, but after that, it was like, "No, this is unwatchable garbage," right? This just destroyed it. Considering Doctor Who's popularity, the viewers eagerly anticipated each episode, yet the season finale had an extra edge. Well, not season 11 at the Battle of Runkus Other Up Your Ass, man. I don't even know what's called. Had an extra edge, and it's unusually good ratings for an audience. That's not the case with the 12th season finale. The Doctor faces her most iconic enemies. No. One of her most iconic enemies is the Cybermen. Fine, at least it's said one. And winning might prove impossible even for her. She never fucking wins anything. She's a moron. She is a blithering idiot. I'm like, oh, how can this be? Oh, I don't understand it. Keep on. Like, what? She couldn't complete the mission of saying something uplifting to bloody Graham. Let alone, and I will remind you, why was she facing an enemy she couldn't beat? Because she didn't listen to Captain Jack. Well, of course you're not going to listen to Captain Jack. He's a man. Ew. Oh, no, I won't be mansplained. I'm rather just going to die horribly and destroy the whole universe because I'm a moron, right? I'm an absolute moron. So, yeah, Captain Jack says, "Hi, I've not been cancelled yet, and I'm here to help you." Chris Jimmer says, "No worries, John Barrowman. You're the best. I will always have your back, no matter what happens. Always, always, always." Oh, thank you, my friend. Chris Chibnall, says John Barrowman. Right. But I'm here. I am here to tell the Doctor to don't give the lone Cybermen the Siberium. Just don't do it. It will destroy the universe. And he goes, "Oh, I'll give him the Siberium, then I'll go and work outside. Really clever me, because, oh, look at me, I'm really clever. Look at all the really clever things. You haven't done anything clever ever. That was all in your other incarnations. Not that you're the freaking Doctor. Please, Russell, retcon this shit away now." While I return to Cybermen, who are a fan favorite, please, many. Best designed Cybermen ever, which made it even worse. Best designed Cybermen. By the way, look at this headline. Gene Roddenberry's son says Star Trek Strange New Worlds would make his father proud. Yeah, probably would, actually. If he didn't look at it in context of everything else. Retconning the fans weren't so excited by the fact that it rewrote the classic Doctor Who, and altered the canon. Rewrote classic and altered the canon. Retconning the beloved franchise is always a dangerous step, especially when you retcon it into boring shit, right? Going to open up to wonderful possibilities. What are those possibilities? We're going to make it garbage chair, shit-hilled, average crap sci-fi of 2022. Really? Yeah, it's all going to be about a black woman carrying a gun, looking like that she shouldn't be there, right? Looking like, how did I get this job? Wow, that's really opened it up. Yes, Doctor Who's never been totally shit before. Irredeemably shit. That's what we're opening up to. And those who do decide to risk that long-term fans won't accept it. It wasn't just long-term fans didn't accept it. Nobody accepted it because it was shit. It was poorly made, badly put together, badly written shit, right? This episode's ratings and reviews, as this ratings and review prove. But you all said it's the best as fucking ever at the time, didn't you? Lying cunts. Arachnids in the UK, up until the next episode, this was the worst episode ever. All right, this is awful. This is a train wreck. This is an absolute train wreck of an episode. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to drink this with the cap on. It's idiot-proof, obviously. Despite the fact the Doctor is an alien, she likes to regularly return to Earth, and the United Kingdom is her favourite place. Okay. Could that be anything to do with it's made in England, you morons? No, I guess not. However, one such trip to Yorkshire, Yorkshire, where Yaz was bullied for being Muslim in Yorkshire. Really? I mean, that seems to be somewhat unlikely, right? But anyway. Once a trip to Yorkshire proves to be challenging when the Doctor and her companions realize there's something wrong with the local spiders. Yeah, they're massive, so we're going to let them die horribly or suffocation. What? Yes, because we're not cruel. Okay. That makes as much sense as Neil Gaiman making death black, because we can't not see the blackness of people. So we're going to make the blackness the most noticeable thing. And then if you mention it, call you a racist. Okay, that makes sense. Where is it? People are often afraid of spiders, and the episode uses it to advantage. Yes, but then it turns into shit. But while the appearance of giant spiders could lead to a strong horror story, the fans didn't like the fact that the plot had logical holes. Oh, you noticed that, did you? Was it just like it was all shit? A common critical point was that the dialogue was badly written. Okay, it's true, according to some fans, and that the finale was disappointing. That she they wouldn't let Trumper-like shoot the spider because it was cruel. So instead, they're going to let it agonizingly asphyxiate. That's your plan, Dingaling. Common critical point was found the finale disappointing. In addition, people believe the Doctor should have come up with a way to save the spiders. Oh, you mean be heroic? See, that's the issue with Chibnall Doctor Who, right? That is the issue with Chibnall Doctor Who. There is no heroism, right? It doesn't understand heroism. 3, the Surunga conundrum. Arachnids in the UK was worse. I mean, look, Surunga conundrum was awful. Was absolutely awful. I did like the guy who played the nurse in it, who died, who was in Ted Lasso, but it looks like what was it? The guy from the other thing. I can't remember what the other thing is. Who looks like Lucifer? That's the one. Looks like Tom Ellis, but it wasn't. Fine. Following closely behind its predecessor, the 5th episode of the 11th season didn't score high ratings either. Yeah, because it was shit, just like the previous one. Yes, because it was shit. This was I was still on the fence at Arachnids in the UK. I said, listen, I'll let the Trumper light go, and everybody can have a bad episode every now and again. But hopefully they'll be back on form next episode. Oh, yes, they were, but not in the way I thought they would be. Right. This time, the Doctor and Commanders are stranded in an unknown place. Oh, yeah, okay. Let me remind you why they're stranded in an unknown place. Because the Doctor goes looking in a trash planet for something and finds a bomb and narrowly, somehow, miraculously, nothing to do with what she did, avoids getting her fam all killed by a discarded war munition. They wake up on a ambulance spaceship, and she demands to be taken back, even though it can't go. And she's just a selfish cunt, right? Through the whole thing, she is like, "Oh, we're going to open up Doctor Who to all new possibilities. What's the possibilities now? We're going to make her a selfish cunt." Really? Yeah. And you know, not the saddest fucker in the room, Chris Chibnall. Right? Not the saddest fucker in the room. Who's the saddest fucker in the room? The people in business suits, no less. In business suits, standing up going, yes! Yes! That's what we're going to do! We're going to make Doctor Who into an insufferable, selfish cunt. That's something she's never been before. So, you know, somebody who said it, I heard this on Tim Paul's stream. I can't remember who said it, but it was very insightful. So a male power fantasy is, generally speaking, like being so incredibly powerful or having like such incredible that you can help people, right? You're a superhero, so you can help people. You can swing them to safety. You can stop robberies. You can make life better. You can be you're a war hero. You can save people. You can be super helpful. You have agency to help and make things better. What's a female power fantasy? Being able to do whatever shit you want and having no accountability whatsoever. That's 100% what a female power fantasy is all about. This time, the Doctor and Companions are stranded in an unknown place, and they have to cooperate with strangers in order to survive. Well, okay, she doesn't cooperate much at the beginning, does she? No. Order to survive and stop creatures that are a present threat to them. It's interesting. Was it? I lost my place. present threat to them all. An interesting thing that some fans have pointed out, the 13th Doctor has too many companions. Well, it's not really that. It's just that she's so incredibly weak. When you had David Tennant walking around the TARDIS with Donna and Sarah Jane Smith and Captain Jack and Rose all flying the TARDIS together and K9, it wasn't too crowded, right? Because Russell T. Davies can write, which is what I'm pinning all my bloody hopes on. Russell T. Davies can write. Others like Whittaker's Doctor aren't happy, but the story that's I missed out a line. I don't want to miss out any of this sparkling commentary. Where we're up to. An interesting thing that some fans pointed out, the 13th Doctor has too many companions. It makes it difficult to properly characterize them and start caring for them. No, the reason you don't care about them is because they're not bloody characters, right? Here's the problem. There's something called the progressive stack, where people who have been marginalized, according to idiots like Neil Gaiman, horribly marginalized. Oh no. Have to be treated well in entertainment, right? Have to be given prominent roles. And if you give them any negative trait, you're a bad person, because you'll say, let's say you have a gay person and you make him a little bit flirty. Then you're saying all gay people are bad. That's how their idiot minds work, right? So you can't give anybody. You have to have people who you think are marginalized on the screen, but you can't have them have any negative quality or anything bad happen to them. So they're not characters. Mickey Smith, right? Mickey Smith. Why do we love Mickey Smith? Don't read my emails, right? Okay. Noel Clarke, perfect casting for that. A kind of like likable, naughty, cheeky chappy, right? I mean, like, I'd only seen him in Alvida's Ain't Pet when I saw him when he was casting Doctor Who. I thought, that's a clever bit of casting. I like that. It felt modern, right? It felt really modern. And I like the Doctor Who should feel. I like him that this new Russell T. Davies too is feeling a little bit too modern for me, right? I don't think he's going to be a gay Doctor Who. I think he's probably a gay man playing Doctor Who. I don't think we're going to see Doctor Who suck a cock in the TARDIS, right? But maybe we will. Nothing is guaranteed, baby. Fine, which makes it difficult to characterize them and start caring about and becoming invested in their destinies. Others, like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, aren't happy about the story that's too descriptive and not exciting enough. That's all of them. Look, I'm sorry. What do you expect to happen? Right? People will act like people. Okay, one of a real bit of wisdom I learned from my mother, right? And this was really smart, and it's always stuck with me. My dad one time had a business with. He loved American cars. He liked them having the automatic roofs, right? They were come down. He loved that, right? And so him and a mechanic, a friend of his, was it John Claude? John Claude, a black guy called John Claude. I said, speaking of race relations in England, when I was engaged to my wife, it was the first time she was in England. She was in my house, and there was a knock at the door, and there was the gas man was there or something. And again, a black guy, because he was speaking with an English accent, it freaked her out. I said, "Hello, love." That's not right. Didn't mind it. So I think England's always been multicultural, like basically all my life, right? Anyway, I digress. A real bit of wisdom. So they had this business called importing these kits that you could turn cars into, having automatic sunroofs that go came down, right? So then they had the contract taken from them by somebody who my dad used to work for, who he knew was a bit of a crook, right? So they started putting together this dossier about all the dodgy things he's done to slam them. And my mother said, don't do that. Don't do that. That's just going to make you look small and petty. Here's what you do. You wish them success. Say, well, I'm sorry it didn't work out for us. Wish you all success. If you ever have any problems, if you ever have any check bounces, anything you want to, we're always here for you, right? I'd love to get back into business with you. If you have any problems, if it doesn't work out, be in contact. And my mother said you can always rely on people to be themselves, right? Sure enough, 2 months later, the contract was back with my dad. You can always rely on people to be themselves, right? You can always rely on Chris Chibnall to be a shit writer and a terrible marketer, right? An awful showrunner for Doctor Who. You can always rely on that to be the case. Fine. So, yes. Well, really, it was an exciting story. Who would have thought? Whatever the case, the episode is that very showed the new Doctor is capable of working with other people. No, it doesn't. She hijacks the bloody ship at first, taking people, a man who was pregnant with a man. Again, oh, really? That's not a trans analogy? Oh, God. So freaking transparent. More transparent than that toy Dalek they brought out. Whatever the case, the episode showed the new Doctor capable of working with other people besides her companions. If circumstances require it, she wasn't very good at all. That is an unusual trait for a space adventurer such as the Doctor. No, he normally comes along and makes alliances and saves everyone. No, not at all. Right? That is not at all. Legend of the Sea Devils. Oh, and they boasted it was written in 3 days. Oh, really? Who could tell? That paper-thin piece of shit, right? Oh, we're going to have a female pirate because women are the best and women can do everything. No one's arguing with you, mate, right? Here's the thing. No one's arguing. It's just weird, isn't it? Unfortunately, okay, lowest rated episode ever. Lowest rated ever. Unfortunately, for all fans of Jodie Whittaker era, the lowest rated episode ever, not the modern era, ever. Right? If you want to compare apples to apples, you compare the live the live rating. Even if you want to compare the overnight, fine. The overnight was 2.1, right? Still a million less than Sylvester McCoy's lowest, which is 3.2, right? But their live rating was 1.5, right? It didn't do very well. It did not do very well. The modern era is also apparently currently the last one released. Yes, because the more it's on TV. Why do you think EastEnders get such small ratings? Because it's always on, and we always know it's shit, right? That's why the arc of every Jodie Whittaker episode of Doctor Who is like this. Like goes like I'm trying to. Here we go. Like that goes all the way down. This time, the Doctor and Commander travel back to 19th century China. They're coming from China, I miss Trump in the election. He says so many goofy things. The 19th century China that they face the titular Sea Devils. The viewers discuss multiple things about the episode. Most importantly, the script that has the Doctor explaining things that are obvious to everyone. I like to eat vagina. What? Oh, I do. Oh, I don't do it with people because I'm too scared because I'm a bit of a coward. But yeah, if I was going to suck a cock, I would rather eat some vagina. Really, Jodie? Oh, yeah. We all knew that. Others didn't like the quality of the CGI. That seemed fine to me, to be honest with you, and compared it unfavorably to much older shows. Fans of the classic Doctor Who series were originally looking forward to seeing the return of the Sea Devils, who are problem monsters. They've appeared twice, right? In the classic series, but according to the episode overall ratings, their return left a lot to be desired. Their return was fine, other than the costume and makeup was shit. Their return was fine. What wasn't fine was the script. Orphan 55, and the look on Jodie's face here says it all, right? In fact, it highlights how shit her costume is and how shit everything is about this era, right? There's so many of them. Can you hear me? That was awful too. But this is the first one where I said, I'm not watching Doctor Who anymore, right? And I watched it for the channel there on it. My tagline was, I've watched it, so you don't have to. And I did. I watched it, so you don't have to. Orphan 55. Oh, God, it's so bad. Again, and going into season 12, I was like, maybe they've learned their lesson. Right? Maybe they're going to turn things around. No. It seems like the later seasons didn't hit the right spot with the general audience. Well, really? Because it was badly written shit. Really? Orphan 55 is the lowest ranked modern Doctor Who episode right now. No, it's not. 1 second. Hang on. Doctor Who. Come on, up you come. She cried. Hello, Doc. It's frozen. Come on, keep. Hey, Doctor Who. What was it? Is it TV? Is that the site with the rankings on it? There we go. I think this is the one. Is it? No. Doctor Who ratings. Let's just say that. Ratings. I mean, I have them right here, but there's a good website that. Here we go. Ratings accumulator. Not that much, right? So we got. Probably they boosted it to 3.47. Piss off. Right. So where's here? 1 second. The Orphan 55. What episode is Orphan 55? No, look. What episode is Orphan 55? Awful 50. I think it's number 3 or so, wasn't it? Yeah. Not even close. What bollocks they talking? I really have no idea. Even though was it 2 of it? Orphan 55 lowest ranked modern. No, it's not. Okay, but carry on anyway. Even though it uses a tried out concept where the Doctor and companions go somewhere to enjoy a peaceful vacation, but instead end up getting in trouble and facing monsters. The monsters were shit. The dregs were the dregs, mate. Right? The dregs were the dregs. Even though the Doctor is getting in trouble, it didn't seem to work in this episode. Fans will kick to point out that the episode lacked charm, humor, and had a big teddy bear alien woman and a boy with green hair. Oh, it was all awful. Everything goes, Benny! I mean, there was nothing about this episode. I went, oh yeah, that's good. Nothing. They had Ryan sucking his thumb. Oh, God. The fans will keep the point out it lacked charm and humor that was once present in the show. Yeah, because it had Jodie Whittaker in it. A humor black hole. She's had a charm bypass. According to them, the idea of the episode sounded good on paper. No, it didn't. It's like Vinny Patel is just not a good writer, but he's not white, so got to get more of that. And again, you know, I don't understand this constantly looking at everybody by their bloody skin color. You know, it's not the world I grew up in. It's not the world I want to live in, right? It disgusts me. The plot didn't make sense, and once again, the design of the monsters didn't impress viewers. No, they were shit. They had issues with how the characters were written as well. Benny! What's wrong with that? And they acted differently from how they were characterized in some previous episodes. I didn't notice because I couldn't give a shit. Another repeated comment that was the episode was that the episode and the show overall was becoming too political. Oh, you noticed, right? Greta Thunberg in space. How dare you? More drama than science fiction, which isn't the reason why Doctor Who fans grew to like the series in the first place. Listen, mate, I loved Happiness Patrol. I loved, a science fiction take on political thought of the day. That's like I enjoy. This was shit. This was just badly written shit, badly acted shit. Everything about it was unwatchable shit, right? Everything about it was genuinely unwatchable shit. Finally, the show me just getting the message that Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who in general can only really be described as unwatchable. Absolutely unwatchable shit. Now, the most watchable shit, however, is what we're going to move to next. Now, if you've never seen Westworld, don't go away, right? My mission is to explain this insanely complicated show as if you've never, ever seen it before, which you probably haven't, and it's by far the best thing on TV right now. Like, Not even close, right? I have no idea how it got so good. I have no idea how it knocked itself out the park like this way, but it absolutely has done. It's fan-freaking-tastic. So the basic idea of Westworld is this: they make a theme park with robots in it that you can kill and fuck. That's essentially what it's for, right? It's a live-action video game that you get to live in, and a lot of that first series is all about game theory, right? Which is again lots of very clever stuff. However, the robots are so advanced that that their creator, played by what's the good name? Was Anthony Hopkins? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Is working to make themselves aware, and one of them, Dolores, a simple farm girl, does indeed start to see through the unreality of their own existence, leading to a massive revolution in Westworld. There's one other character, one other robot that becomes self-aware. Tandy Newton. I think she might be Tandy Newton. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. Again, this show is a masterclass of acting. It's just absolutely breathtaking. It goes where everybody could be get nominations for Best Supporting Actor because they all are. Even Tessa Thomas, who has one acting style, fits all. But it fits quite nicely in this episode, in this series. Anyway, I digress. People making the park is basically played by Ed Harris, who starts off as a nice guy when he's young, but by the time we meet him, he's evil. He walks around with a black hat, and he has a very nihilistic view of the world. And he basically goes to Westworld to rape and murder, right? That's what and he does that a lot, right? And he owns the park. So these at the end of the first season, these robots revolt, right? They revolt against the humans. And that, if you ever seen the original Westworld movie in the 70s, fantastic as well. Really recommend that. Really recommend that movie. This is much more in depth than that. So they revolt. Second season is a bit of a mess, right? Second season gets really slammed with Me Too. However, the narrative does lean into Me Too very well, because it's all about these people these robots being abused. By the end of the second season, they open this portal into a virtual reality space where all the robots end up living. It's called the Sublime, and they all live happily ever after. However, several robots make it out of Westworld. We have Tandy Newton makes it out, and also Dolores, the simple farm girl. She makes it out with about 4 marbles. Marbles are like their hard drives that keep them on. So you're wondering, in the third scene, who does she have with her? Like, who? They're all copies of her. And what she's doing is she's making copies of powerful people to take over the world. Her goal right in the third season is to destroy the computers that's essentially running human existence. Like we all exist on predicted algorithms, and it's controlling us invisibly. And she wants to, just as she made the people in Westworld free, the robot, she wants to make humanity free, right? So then ratings are not very good. And I think a 6-season story is cut down to 4 seasons, which is fine by me, right? Because this last season is insanely good, right? Insanely good. You have this other character, Jeffrey Wright, Bernard. Bernard is modeled on one of the original creators of Westworld. He's a robot as well. And he, at the end of the season, he ends up going into this virtual reality world, the Sublime, to try and work out how to save the world. Right? Humanity is on a course for extinction, and if humanity goes down, so does the robots. Right? So in between season 3 and 4, we get a time jump of about 7 years. And there's been a war with the robots, and the war's over. Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad turns up in the 3rd season, ends up being friendly with Dolores. Dolores dies. However, one of the Dolores copies survives, who's in a body of Tessa Thompson, who is now evil. Right? She gets blown up, and she keeps her. Fanny Newton, who apologized for not being black enough. Oh, don't tell me that, Matthew Powder. That just depresses me. She is just so freaking good. I mean, she is so good in this. Absolutely wonderful. Again, it's worth watching. If you're an actor, which I'm not, all right, it's worth watching because this is a masterclass in acting. Jodie Whittaker could really watch it. There's an article I want to read where Jodie Whittaker gives advice to the guy from the Andor, the Star Wars Andor series, about how to act. Don't listen to Jodie bloody Whittaker. Run. Whatever she says, do the opposite. Listen to Tandy Newton, okay? That's the person to listen to, right? So anyway, so it's 7 years later. Aaron Paul is now married. He's got a young daughter. And the few robots in the world, Tandy Newton, are in complete hiding, so they don't get caught and eliminated. Meanwhile, Ed Harris, the Man in Black, is on this weird mission to just take over the world and do weird things. Turns out he's not actually Ed Harris. He's a robot copy of Ed Harris by the robot version of Tessa Thompson. First thing he wants to do, he gains control of this data storage facility built into a hydroelectric dam, which we're going to be seeing at the beginning of this episode. Looks freaking beautiful, right? Looks freaking beautiful, as much of this show does. And it turns out that that's where the Sublime, all the AIs are being stored. So anyway, looks like that Tessa Thompson, Charlotte Hales, is a character, is going to take over the world, right? She's got this black goo that's going to be delivered with flies, that's going to make people enslaved to humans. But Aaron Paul and Tandy Newton are there to stop them, right? They're there to stop them, and they fail. Tandy Newton gets blown up, blows herself up to take out Ed Harris, and Aaron Paul gets killed. He doesn't realize he gets killed, though, because his story we pick up on 23 years later, where he's being woken up and he doesn't realize he's being woken up. He's a robot version. They made a copy of him, and now he's in a robot body, right? 23 years have gone by. The children, the next generation, have been completely absorbed, and now they are being controlled. They are like the robots in the first season now. They are completely under the control of Tessa Thompson, Charlotte Hale. There's a giant speaker which makes these weird sounds, that makes people do anything, and they have their minds erased. A few people are able to see through, so are able to break out. There's a small resistance, but not much, right? Not much. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Wright, the burner robot, has been in the Sublime for years, decades, for the entire 23 years. He wakes up covered in dust, and there's a robot that the security chief robot is looking after him, and he's like, okay, here's what happened in the virtual reality world, the Sublime. He's been going through as many different permutations of reality as possible to try and find a path to stop humanity dying, wiping itself out, which will also wipe out the machines, right? So essentially, but how it plays out is as if he's been playing a game over and over and over again. So now he's like, it's not like he knows the future. He knows what to anticipate in the game theory of what's going on next. Fine. With that, we have enough information to start recounting the penultimate episode of Westworld. Again, the best thing, hands down, on TV. Is this coming out? There you go. So it starts off. Now, you see that this is very widescreen. I didn't notice this first time viewing, but it's important. It's an important visual clue. And again, the cinematography is just beautiful in this. Absolutely gorgeous. So it starts off. We have, who is it? Tandy Newton and Jeffrey Wright. Right? They're going to they're going to this facility. Oh man, you know what? I'm going to use the what's it going to? I'll use a method to do the screen grabs. I got them over here. Shouldn't I have to do it through my laptop? Yeah, I'll even remove that. Okay, we do remove from studio. Where is it? Over. I've got to get the right window. Doink. There we go. That's what I want. That's what I wanted. Share screen. Window. There you go. That should be easy to do. Fine. Let's wait for this to open up properly. Nice. Fine. So again, great cinema. So we got Tandy Newton and we got Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright's been played reality over and over and over again. He's on a mission to stop reality to stop human extinction, right? That's basically his mission. And why is it all so small? Hang on. Let me do it this way. There you go. So they turn up at this this storage facility again. Note the black bars on the top and bottom page, right? And she says, so they're here to attack this facility. And he says, well, listen, if you play this over and over again, why am I in front? Says, because you're a better fighter, right? It's not that he knows the future. It's just that he's played this over and over and over again, right? So they make it in, and they realize, and they said, look, this is the place we're going to go to. This is the storage facility for all the robots, and it's like it's carved into the rock, right? And it's run by this waterfall in the background. And then Tandy Newton realizes, wait a minute, this everything feels a little bit wrong, right? We got Jeffrey Wright opens a door to the Sublime. So this gives me a clue what's going on. I'm not sure, but it's opening a physical door, right, into a virtual reality world. I don't understand how they're supposed to be doing that. Anyway, Tandy Newton, super smart, twigs that something's not right. Said, wait a minute, we're actually in the Sublime already. We're in the virtual reality world. Said, yes, I made a copy of you quickly because I wanted to see if this is actually what you genuinely want to do. Like, we can escape into the Sublime, and we can survive, right? We can survive here indefinitely. And she had a daughter in Westworld when she was a robot. One of her memories she had was being a mother. She just wants to get back to being a mother again, right? So she said, listen, if I could just get into the if I could if I can get in, of course I will do it in a second. So Jeffrey Wright says, well, is that what you would really do? Is that just my impression of what you would do? Like, the idea of reality really bends in of itself beautifully in this one. So I basically worked out when he got these, like, when it's a super widescreen like this with a black bars top and bottom, they're in the Sublime, right? They're in the virtual reality world. And she's like, yeah, no, listen, I'm going to betray you, totally betray you, and to get back here. I wouldn't trust me at all, right? And then a giant robot security thing comes through the window, and everything stops, and he wakes up, and this is him going through the many different permutations of reality in this, and we haven't even got the bloody titles yet, right? We're not even at the Sonic titles yet. So this guy, this was in, I think, season 1 or season 2. We had a whole episode about it. He was an Indian, a background character, an NPC essentially, right? Who had developed this incredible story, right? You had this incredible gut-wrenching episode. So we see him again in season 4 after he's been living billions of years, and like time goes much faster in virtual reality world. So you have you worked out what you have to do? Say, yes, there's a path, but there's only most times I get killed, right? There's not really a path to survival. So then we're back to you see the bars fade away, and now he's playing it in real. Then now he's in the real world, right? The real world. He's going with Tandy Newton, and they go through the whole thing again. And they break in. I do like these giant robots. They have guarding the place, right? As he said, no, save your bullets. They're not going to shoot you right now because it will knock out their power couplings or something. Right, so they go again. Look, this thing looks beautiful. They go in, and he opens the door to the Sublime again. Right, but just then, one of these giant robots bursts through, like targets her right there. But she fires first. Bam! Right, and see, that's the thing. Really weird intellectual questions about the nature of reality and life, mixed with large explosions. Mixed with a lot of very attractive people having a lot of sex with lots of very, very good acting, right? So then they open up this door, and again, I don't understand how this is possible, which is making me think that everything we're seeing here is virtual reality, right? This is the virtual reality in a virtual reality. Although I just did notice, I love the shadow of the You can just see it, right? Man, it's clever. You can see it over here. You can the shadow of the portal that's opened, right? But so I don't understand how it's how this door to the virtual world is open. But it is, right? But it is. So anyway, we're into the titles. Finally, we're into the titles, right? We get to see the flies that delivered the virus. That's the big speaker thing that controls all of humanity. One of the robots being 3D printed. And what I find one of the most intriguing images in the titles all, we have all these people trapped in these tubes as they burst into flames, right? And they can't get anywhere, separated from each other. And here's an ongoing theme in it of like the piano playing itself is basically, technology taking over. Taking over. But yeah, this is a really intriguing image. I hope I get an answer to this by the end of my next episode. Westworld, right? So this is Dolores. This is the simple farm, the farmer's daughter from Westworld. We don't know what's going on with her, right? She was killed at the end of the 3rd season. But now she's woken up and she seems to have control over everybody. We found out her lover from the initial Westworld meets with her and starts dating with her and says, look, things are much weirder than you actually think. Her job is writing the narratives for all the humans, right? To keep them all. Everybody's on a loop, much as we are in real life. Everybody lives on a loop of stuff they do. They get up, brush their teeth, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed. Everyone's on a loop, right? She writes the stories for the loop, right? But she's being broken out that because she's because this guy Teddy played what's his name, Cyclops from the X-Men movie. She's like, this sucks. I do not like being this person. I don't like this at all. And she's basically found out that she's not human, right? She is a copy of herself. So I think he's explaining here. Look, there's a few different copies of Dolores. You got the Tessa Thompson copy, and she's got you. She's made a copy of you as the narrative storyteller. She has complete and total control over reality. So she's like, well, can we die? I said, yeah, but it's a lot harder, right? So she goes to the bath. She needs to think, right? And then I didn't work out. I was like, why is she taking a bath in her underwear? Did she just not want to do a new scene? I don't really understand, right? And then I basically work out she's trying to kill herself, right? She's trying to drown herself to see if she can drown, right? And she like holds herself underwater. It's a really dramatic scene. The other guy, Ted, is banging at the door. Hey, what's going on? And she's like, "Yeah, let me in." And eventually she drowns, and then she opens her eyes. So I'm not human then, right? I'm not human. Meanwhile, another copy of Aaron Paul has been brought back. He sent. I mentioned that he was married. He had a daughter. He always taught his daughter to be a fighter, and then when he was killed. And they did a 23-year time jump. She's been looking for any sign of him for the last 23 years. His daughter's with the resistance. She's grown up, right? So Tessa Thompson makes copies of her, and so she comes to see him with was it Ed Harris, the Man in Black, who is basically everybody is her slave, right? And she controls everybody, even though she doesn't want to control people. She wants people to make their own choice. But she's still in complete control of everybody. So Ed Harris says, look, she just wants to have a conversation. So they talk, and she actually tenderly bandages her hand for him, because I think she has some like real genuine care for anybody who's sorry guys, I'm a bit high. Oh well, listen, never apologize for that, Mr. Jekyll and Hyde. Which one of you is a bit high, Jekyll or Hyde? Okay, I think she just has some basic care for all non-human life forms. It's like saying, look, you bust up your body, you're keeping your body. You don't have to. He says, well, you kept your body. He said, well, listen, I look good. And then she says, so there's been a problem going on in the cities that she controls. That whenever a robot ends up talking to a person who's breaking out the control, within 48 hours, they end up killing themselves. So she's come up with a solution. She's going to close the city. She's going to have all the humans killed. Now, Ed Harris, he's in control of cities. He doesn't like this idea much. He's like, wait, what? Who the jiggy what? What's going on? He said, yeah, and your daughter's coming, and you're just here for bait, right? And then they go, and he's like, are you really going to do that? I said, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have to. We don't have a choice. And again, I love the idea of artificial intelligence finding its own self-control, right? Finding its own raison d'etre, which is what's going on with Ed Harris's character right here. Meanwhile, in a defunct Westworld, this is actually the second one. Doesn't really matter. That's Aaron Paul's daughter and the Stubbs, the robot that looked after Jeffrey Wright. They're waiting for her and Tanny New to come back. They said they're never coming back. He said, let's just wait another minute, right? We just have a quick stop off to say, hi, we're lesbians. Yes, we know you're lesbians. Okay, it's 2022. Obviously, you're lesbians, right? And then they turn up after going to that damn thing and opening up the thing to the Sublime very, very confusingly. And they go to the city in a cool little drone flying thing. And what's that? Oh, yeah. So they want to get in to get the daughter to get what's his name's daughter to get what's her name? Have we got the right person? Yeah, to get her to Aaron Paul, right? They find out that they know there's a copy of him. So that's essentially their mission. Tandy Newton was very, very close with Aaron Paul's character. Happened in between seasons, right? I'm sure that they cut a ton out, right? So they get to the city. Now, great exchange between Jeffrey Wright and whoever this guy is. Says, listen, you don't make it. Right? You don't make it. He said, look, don't make me say it, right? But and he tells them go left at the fork. But and they said, maybe I'm gonna beat the odds. It's like you say that every time, you never do. They hug and they know it's the last time they're gonna see each other, right? And there's this real melancholy going through the thing. I'm telling you, if this was the final episode, I would be overjoyed with this, right? This will be an awesome final episode. What they're doing next week, I don't know, right? I have no clue, right? So meanwhile, Tessa Thompson sends out a message to everybody saying that the cities are going to be closed down. People are all going to die. I know you don't like it, but that's just what we're going to do, right? Meanwhile, Ed Harris goes to find. They've been keeping the real Ed Harris alive because they hated him because he's pure bloody evil, right? They tortured Dolores over and over again, so they be keeping him alive in suspended animation, right? But unbeknownst to Tessa Thompson, the Ed Harris robot goes to talk with him, right? So he's all freaked out that the humans are going to be destroyed, and he's struggling to get self-awareness, right? And so you have again this incredible, scenery chewing dialogue and scene by in between Ed Harris and Ed Harris. Is listen, it's a bit of me and you. And essentially, he's trying to break him into being self-aware to make his own decisions. Says, I don't have to go out and do anything, but one of us does, right? We know what has to be done, right? You've got to, and again, you see him talking him into it, right? Talking him into his self-awareness, right? And goading him into it and say, because there's a bit of me and you. If I don't do it, you can do it, right? So he says, yeah, you're right. So he takes his knife and he kills this long-standing character. Don't get attached to any characters in tonight's episode, ladies and gentlemen. They all die, right? Plunges a knife into him and said, yes, I'm going to do what has to be done, right? And you don't really know what that means, but boy, when you find out, then he dies, and off he goes. Meanwhile, Dolores is trying to work out what to do. Says, okay, listen, let's go back to the place where it's all started. By the way, I do like how they have all this like greenery on giant screens throughout the city, giving it a feeling. Yeah, I guess it gives it like this urban yuppie-ish, like a gentrification feeling. So they're going to go to the place where she writes all the stories of people. And she tells, and whatever she says to people, they do, right? So she sees the security guard say, no, you guys go and take a vacation. and she convinces everybody we're not there yet. So they arrive in the city. They're looking for Aaron Paul's daughter. Aaron Paul. She's the daughter looking for Aaron Paul, and so she says, convinces this woman to go and pull the fire alarm, and then she tells all the writers to destroy all the narratives, like set everybody free by just destroying all the stories, because we are defined by stories, which again, interesting concept, which I like a lot. Meanwhile, she goes further deeper in the catacomb. She sees Aaron Paul, but she has no idea what that's going on with her. She goes to the security and tells him to tell everybody to evacuate the building, right? So there's panic and open all the doors. Aaron Paul can now get out, right? Which is going to be important. They go to the other door and they find dead Ed Harris, right? So we got to try and help him. He says, listen, no, I know who this guy is. He's an arsehole. I don't know how he got here, but this is better than he deserves, right? It's way more complicated than the 70s evil robot moment. Yes, that's why I do these recaps. It's so insanely complicated, and I just like the challenge. Anyway, so then they show up, and Aaron Paul's there, right? And he doesn't recognize his daughter, or he does, but she recognizes him, and she has to try and convince him. He says, "Bullshit! You're just another robot to mess with my mind. You're not my real daughter." And she tells him some intimate stuff, and he convinces her who it is. Well, one second, just jumped. Hang on. Majorly jumped. 1 second. Let me find out whether you. Where is it? Hang on. It's over here. Fine. We have to do this next bit in the screen grabs. Hang on. Let me find it. Slides. Let's see if it's over here. Where am I up to? We're on to the next one. Fine. Hang on, remove. Slides. So we're in this incredibly powerful scene, right? And he tells them intimate information about each other. Oh man, it did it here as well. Oh, come on. Let me look at my other computer. Let me see if I can find them. Because I don't want to miss this bit, right? This bit's freaking awesome. Where is it? Hang on. Oh, nothing is easy. Hang on. Where did they go? Oh, man, did I put them over here by mistake? Okay, I think I'm just going to have to talk you through it. Oh, here they are. Wait a minute. Hang on. I found the files at least. And there's a bunch of them. Ooh. Okay. Let's see how easily they open up on my desktop, which is, let's be fair, a dog from hell. Let's see if this opens up. Although the computer I want might be available in the country now, which would make my life a lot. Oh, here we go. There we go. Share screen. Wow, I'm amazed this is working. Fine. So again, fantastic scene as she convinces them that she's really a father. Well, she's having this major emotional moment as well, right? This is why he's lived for, right? This is his reason to live. Is connecting with his daughter again. So every character is really getting an incredible story arc this season, this episode, right? And you get a real tearful reunion as they both their life's mission comes together, right? And I think it's actually genuinely a beautiful scene. So come on. Oh, now I'm getting a wizzy book. Come on, you can do this. You can do this, right? So anyway, they then they say, "Look, can you let me out as well?" Okay, fine. Meanwhile, Thandie Newton and Jeffrey Wright arrive in the place where the tower is. Says, "Listen, I'm going to need you to give me some time. One of these robots attacks, and she gets ready to attack it, but he's already hacked it in like the billion times that he's played this reality." So they and then by the way, yeah, they've got these are the drone robots, which I think are really creepy. A drone robot comes to get them, and they kill him, and they drag him away, and then they split up. Right, Jeffrey Wright goes one way, and Thandie Newton goes another way. Right, and then look, and before they go, right, it ties into that conversation they had right at the beginning. He says, "Listen, there's no real way we get out of this. There's no path that we all survive, right? I don't know if I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get you into the sublime. But do you want to stay and fight anyway?" And again, she defies his expectation by saying, "Yeah, okay, we're going to stay. Yeah, I will do this, even though there's no point, right? Even though there's no point because it's just the right thing to do." Meanwhile, she's about to tell the big speaker thing to make all the people kill themselves, right? At the same, and so she's trying to get these, and when it's not really clear what it is she's trying to get people to do. Come on, hang on. So it's not really clear what she. Yeah, keep doing the same thing. Okay. There you go. Man, come on. There you go. So you can see she's watching one of the robots doing this thing called transcend, which is they get their black pearl thing and they put it inside this weird tall robot, and I think they live in some virtual reality existence. So she's trying to convince people to do it, and now she's decided this is the time. She's going to give up her body. It's her time to transcend, right? And she says, "I'm ready." And along comes one of the weird, creepy drone robots to drill out her brain, essentially, right? But then somebody stops her. It's Thandie Newton, and again, this is kind of like the showdown that you've been waiting to see all season. She says, "Well, I heard you're out your mind, darling, but I didn't know quite literally." And again, just scenery chewing. And it's like they're like these two alpha predators like circling each other, and the build up is fantastic to the fight, right? It's slow and it's coming, right? It's coming, and when it does, awesome fight, right? Again, I love philosophy and killer robots and cool stuff, right? This is just my in my wheelhouse of everything I love, right? Everything I love is this. And they fight. They go through. They end up in water. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Wright arrives in the room, and you think he's going to find some way of like deprogramming people there, but no. The fight goes on and on. It's a good fight in water. And I tell you again, just like the ability to act while doing something, being very physical like this. And maintain the character, like that expression feels like that character to me, right? It's a character that I've been with for the last few years. So she gets the upper hand, but along comes a drone. Whoa! So it's 2 against 1, and she's fighting them. But she's looking like she's gonna do okay. Yeah, she takes out the drone, and it goes on. And they're like, we're just going to end up killing each other. Yeah, a second. Let's go to this one, and we're back over here. Where is it? Now I've got to find where I left off from. Down here. I went too far. Story of my life, mate. Going too far. Story of my bloody life. Where is it? Nearly there. Can't be. Okay, we're nearly there. There you go. Doink. Up to it. Fine. Let me just move that out of the way. So again, this great denouement confrontation, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, she's shot in the head, right? She's shot in the head by Ed Harris. And Ed Harris like, now, yeah, we're going to play the game now. We're going to play it my rules. So what does that mean? Survival of the fittest, right? Boom, and she shoots her in the head, right? He's just again. This is him becoming self-aware. Let's kill everything, right? But not quite as much as you realize. So off he walks. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Wright is recording a message to someone. You don't know. We'll find out next week, I guess. He meets up with Ed Harris, and Ed Harris shoots him, right? And we go back, and it talks about, I know I see what's going to happen. That there's no path in which I survive, right? And he's looking at the basic destruction of humanity. Ed Harris takes control of the speaker thing, and he tells everybody, kill each other. Robot, human, kill each other. Survival of the fittest. Just fight until no one survives. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Wright is dying, and he's walking off into wherever we go when we die, right? Eventually, he's shot in the head, also dies, goes through the store, and I love this little bit, right, where he goes through the store, he walks to the light, and then you get that little computer like thing indicating like his synthetic nature, right? This is the best thing on TV by a long way, and boom, he's gone. Another character killed. Right, they're trying to get out, and all of a sudden, everybody starts fighting each other. The command goes out, and all hell's breaking loose as everybody tries to kill each other. Stubbs gets through the store and locks it, and he's like, "Sodding hell, I'm still alive." Actually, he said I was going to die. How am I still alive? Anyway, and off they run. Meanwhile, Dolores is trying to get people to stop fighting each other. She controls everybody, but they won't listen to her because the sounds are taking over. And then he's like, why are they acting like they can't see me? He said, well, there's one more thing I have to tell you, right? They can't see you. This is all real. This is all happening, but they can't see you because you're not here. So what the hell does that mean? Is she some kind of virtual interaction? Meanwhile, Ed Harris has got his black hat on again. He has become the person who he was always meant to be. Man in black, right? He walks out. He shoots one of the drones. Boom, just in the head. He wants to kill. He wants to be the last thing standing. That's what he wants in life. The last thing standing in the whole world, right? As he walks out into the complete and utter destruction and devastation. And as he does so, boom, the speaker blows up. So there's no way of getting the speaker to stop everybody killing each other. The end. Right? The end. As he walks out into the city, hopefully to be the last person standing. But that's what he does with becoming self-aware. Right? What they're going to do next week, I know. They could have ended it right here. They've ended all the character stories. There's a pathway to saving a small fragment of reality, of humanity. We don't know what that means. We're going to find out next week. I am on the edge of my seat. This thing has got better and better and freaking better and more intelligent and more exciting and more classy every freaking week. It's better than it has any right to be, right? It really did. It's better than it has absolutely any right to be whatsoever. It's just fantastic. So I can't wait till next week. We got one more week of these that I'm going to drag you all through. It's worth checking out. Listen, best thing on TV, mate. Fine. With that, I'm not going to do the Chris Claremont story. I might do it as a video. I got to go. I haven't seen my wife say. I would like to go and see if she's home. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. He's going to Silicon Heaven. His Silicon Heaven is killing everybody, right? I hit the end broadcast.